Eva woke up choking. She tried to scream, but no words came out. Her mother rushed into the room and froze. Eva's tongue had swollen to a terrifying size, hanging far outside her mouth. She grabbed her mother's hand and desperately pointed at it, tears pouring down her face. Her mother screamed for her husband. Within seconds, the entire house was in chaos. Nobody knew what had happened. Eva had gone to bed perfectly fine the night before, but there was one thing her family didn't know yet. The day before, Eva had walked into church like any other Sunday. She was a young woman in her 20s, neatly dressed and looking completely normal. But the moment the service began, her attention went straight to her phone. She filmed the worship session, then the choir, then people dancing during praise. Every few minutes, she lifted her phone again to capture another moment. An elderly woman sitting beside her noticed. At first, she said nothing. She simply watched Eva move from recording videos to checking notifications and back to recording again. When the sermon started, Eva still didn't put the phone away. The preacher stood at the pulpit, teaching, but Eva was barely listening. Her eyes remained fixed on her screen. The elderly woman glanced at her several times. Something about Eva's behavior bothered her, but she tried to ignore it. Then, Eva opened TikTok. A video started playing. The sound was loud enough to distract the people around her. Eva quickly lowered the volume, but the damage was already done. The elderly woman finally leaned towards her and gently tapped her shoulder. "How can you be doing all this in the house of God?" she asked quietly. "You're on your phone and distracting the people around you. Did you come here to worship God? Or did you come here to play with your phone?" Eva slowly turned towards her, her face tightened. "How dare you tell me what to do?" she snapped. Several people nearby turned to look. "Mind your business. The house of God is for everybody. You don't have the right to tell me what I can and cannot do." The woman's expression changed. She hadn't expected such a reaction. Before she could respond, one of the people sitting nearby leaned over and asked Eva to keep her voice down. Instead of listening, Eva turned on him too. "Why are all of you disturbing me? Did I come here to disturb you?" Another person tried to calm her down. Eva insulted him. By then, people were beginning to stare. An usher hurried over and quickly asked Eva to keep her voice down because the sermon was still going on. "Please, let's not disturb the service." Eva rolled her eyes. "I'm not the one disturbing the service. You people should tell this woman to mind her business." The usher pleaded with her again. Eventually, Eva lowered her voice. The usher walked away, hoping the matter was over. But it wasn't. Eva turned back towards the elderly woman. "You are just an old witch," she said. The woman's eyes widened. Eva continued. "People like you need to stop interfering in the lives of younger people. You are behaving like this because you're old and miserable." The woman remained silent, but Eva kept going. "It's because you never mind your business. That's why you look wretched and unkept. Go and mind your own business, old witch." The words fell heavily between them. The elderly woman didn't answer. She simply looked at Eva for a long moment. There was no shouting, no argument, no attempt to defend herself. She just looked at the young woman, then quietly turned her face back towards the pulpit. Eva scoffed and returned to her phone. The sermon continued. Eventually, the service ended and the congregation began leaving. People streamed out of the church, talking among themselves. Eva walked out too, but unlike everyone else, she wasn't ready to let the matter go. She had been embarrassed, and she blamed the elderly woman for it. When she got home, she posted the videos she had recorded in church. She uploaded clips from the worship session, the choir, and the congregation. Then she posted another video about the confrontation with the elderly woman. This time, she didn't just talk about what happened, she bragged about it. During the church service, Eva had secretly taken the picture of the elderly woman while she was praying with her eyes closed. Now, she displayed the woman's face in her TikTok video. I had given this woman a piece of my mind today, Eva said. She told her followers that older people needed to learn how to mind their business and stop interfering in the lives of younger people. We are not as gullible as you people are, she said. Gen Zs have a right to do whatever they want. Nobody should tell us how to behave. The video spread quickly. Thousands of people commented. Many applauded her. Yes, you did the right thing. These old people need to learn boundaries. She was minding your business for no reason. Gen Z, stand your ground. But not everyone agreed. You seriously need home training. That was extremely disrespectful. You don't speak to an elderly person like that. Eva ignored those comments. The praise mattered more to her. She spent the rest of the day replying to comments, laughing at people who defended the woman, and enjoying the attention. By nightfall, she felt completely justified. She went to bed without giving the incident another thought. But the next morning, everything changed. Eva woke up feeling strange. Her mouth felt heavy. She tried to speak. Nothing came out properly. She swallowed and immediately felt something was wrong. Then she opened her mouth and screamed. Her tongue had become enormous. It was swollen, unnaturally long, and hanging far outside her mouth. Eva panicked. She couldn't speak. She couldn't eat. She could barely close her mouth. Her mom rushed into the room and screamed. Her father ran in behind her. Within minutes, they took Eva to the hospital. Doctors examined her, ran tests, and tried several treatments. Nothing explained the sudden swelling. They went to another hospital. The result was the same. No infection explained it. No allergic reaction explained it. The doctors were confused. Eva was terrified. She couldn't understand what was happening to her. Then, while the family sat at home trying to figure out what to do next, her younger sister suddenly remembered something. What about that old woman from church? Everyone looked at her. The woman you insulted, she continued. What if she has something to do with this? The room went silent. Her mom immediately remembered the video. Eva remembered the woman's face. They decided to go back to the church. When they arrived, they showed people the picture Eva had posted online. Nobody recognized her. They even asked some of the elderly members. She wasn't a regular member, so nobody knew who she was. They returned home with nothing. Eva's condition remained unchanged. Desperate, she decided to use the same platform that had made the situation worse in the first place. She created another video. This time, there was no bragging, no insult, no confidence. She could barely speak. So, her family helped record the video. They posted the woman's picture again. The caption was simple. She begged anyone who knew the woman to contact her. The response was immediate, but it wasn't what Eva had hoped for. Some people laughed at her, others made jokes about her swollen tongue. Soon, people were creating stickers using her picture. Some creators made mocking videos pretending to speak with an enormous tongue. Others copied the way she struggled to communicate. People who had cheered her on days earlier were now laughing at her. Then the private messages started. Some claimed they knew where the woman lived. Others demanded huge amounts of money before they would reveal her location. Eva was desperate enough to consider almost anything. She kept searching, she kept begging, she kept watching strangers turn her suffering into entertainment. Then, one afternoon, a message arrived from an unknown number. The sender claimed he had found a woman. He attached a photograph. It was her. the same elderly woman from the church. The man had seen her that afternoon and secretly taken the picture. Then he demanded a large amount of money. Eva pleaded with him. He refused to lower his price. They went back and forth until they finally reached a bargain. The next day, they met at an agreed location. The man led Eva and her family into a busy market, and there she was. The elderly woman was sitting behind a small table, selling vegetables as though nothing had happened. The moment Eva saw her, she rushed towards her. Then she fell to her knees. Her parents knelt beside her. They begged for forgiveness. The woman stared at them in confusion. Soon, other traders gathered around. Some listened to the explanation and joined in pleading with the woman. Please, forgive her. She's just a little girl. She has suffered enough. Whatever happened, please have mercy. But the elderly woman shook her head. I don't know anything about her condition. Eva's father tried to explain everything. The woman listened, then became visibly upset. You came here to accuse me of witchcraft? She pointed towards Eva. I have never done anything to this girl. She told them to leave, but they refused. They remained there, begging. The woman continued selling her vegetables while they waited. Hours passed, then evening came. Eva's condition remained exactly the same. Nothing changed. Eventually, the family had no choice. They went home. The elderly woman returned home, but she couldn't sleep that night. She kept thinking about what had happened, the humiliation, the accusations, the crowd gathered around her, the way everyone had looked at her like she was a witch. She turned restlessly in her bed. Why would they accuse me of doing such a thing? She whispered. She had done nothing to Eva. Yet somehow, the young woman's suffering had been placed at her feet, and the more she thought about it, the more disturbed she became. But they wouldn't give up. The following morning, Eva's family returned to the market. The elderly woman was nowhere to be found. They asked the traders who had been there the previous day. Some had no idea where she lived. Others only knew she had sold vegetables in the market. After several questions, they finally found someone who knew her home. The person led them there. When they arrived, the woman was shocked to see them again. They immediately began pleading. Eva knelt down. Her parents joined her. They apologized repeatedly and begged the woman to forgive them. But the elderly woman remained firm. I have told you before, I don't know anything about this girl's condition. They stayed for hours. Nothing changed. Eventually, someone who had been following the situation suggested they take the matter to the king's palace. The family agreed. Perhaps the king could help them understand what was happening. When they arrived at the palace, the king listened carefully to both sides. Eva's family explained what had happened in church. The elderly woman told him she had never caused Eva or wished her harm. The king listened without interrupting. Then he made an unexpected request. I want everyone to leave this room. The family exchanged confused looks. The king turned to the elderly woman. I need to speak with you privately. One by one, they stepped outside. The doors closed. The king looked at the woman. Tell me the truth. Has anything like this ever happened before? The woman became quiet. She took a deep breath. Then she began to speak. Many years ago, someone mocked me. She told him about a woman who had once mocked and humiliated her in front of other people. She had laughed at her appearance and continued insulting her even after she walked away. She had been furious. The following morning, the woman was found dead. The news spread quickly, and because of what had happened between them the previous day, people immediately suspected her. They said she must have cursed her. She denied it, but the accusations continued until she became afraid of her own anger. Then I left the village. And that was when I met an old man who told me something I have never forgotten. She said, he warned me never to be angry at anyone and I shouldn't curse, no matter how badly they offended me. He told me my spirit was unusually strong and always active, and that it could fight for me even when I didn't ask it to. The king's expression became serious. Did he say you had killed a woman? No, she replied. He said he couldn't tell me exactly what had happened. He only warned me never to deliberately wish anyone harm. From that day, she became extremely careful. If someone insulted her, she kept quiet. If someone provoked her, she refused to curse them or speak words of anger against them. That is why I didn't respond when Eva insulted me, she said. I remember the warning. The king sat silently for a moment. Now, he understood. Whatever was happening to Eva had not come from a curse spoken by the woman. The king looked at her. You need to pray for her. The woman hesitated. Pray for her? Yes, she needs your blessing. The woman remained silent for a moment. Then something inside her urged her to agree. Then she nodded. I will. The king ordered that Eva and her family be brought back into the room. Eva was carried in. The moment she saw the elderly woman, she lowered herself to her knees. The woman stepped forward. She placed her hand over Eva and began to pray. It was a simple prayer. She asked God to have mercy on her, that whatever had afflicted her should leave. When she finished, nobody knew what to expect. The family thanked the king and returned home. That night, Eva went to sleep. The next morning, she woke up and immediately felt something different. She touched her mouth. Her tongue was normal. The swelling was gone. She ran to the mirror. For the first time in days, she could close her mouth properly. She could speak. She could swallow. Her parents rushed into the room. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. Eva was completely healed. She immediately remembered the woman. Later that day, she returned to her. When the elderly woman saw Eva standing before her, speaking normally, she was stunned. She touched Eva's face and stared at her in disbelief. You are healed? Eva nodded. The woman couldn't hide her shock. She had never cursed Eva. She had never wished anything bad upon her. Yet, something had happened after Eva mocked her. The woman stood quietly, overwhelmed by what she had witnessed. Eva knelt before her again, but this time, she wasn't begging for healing. She was thanking her. She apologized for the way she had spoken to her. She apologized for recording her without permission. She apologized for posting a picture online. And most importantly, she admitted that she had been completely wrong. A few days later, Eva made another video. This time, there was no bragging, no mockery, no attempt to defend herself. She told her followers exactly what had happened. She admitted that she had disrespected the elderly woman and allowed the attention from social media to make her feel justified. Then, she gave young people a warning. Respect people, she said, especially when they correct you. You may not understand everything about someone, and you may never know what they carry. She paused before adding, being young doesn't give you the right to disrespect older people. Learn to control your tongue and anger. Watch your words and know when to walk away. The video spread quickly, but this time, Eva wasn't celebrating attention. She had learned the hard way that some words are better left unsaid. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you love this one, you will love the next one on your screen. Click to watch it now. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.